You know, most people think leadership is just having a vision and giving motivational speeches. That's cute, but transformational leadership is about changing how people think, decide, and act every single day. In the Rise Power Up method here at Rise Up For You, our third pillar, transformational leadership, is where we break into 4 intelligences that every leader needs. 1 is business intelligence, 2, steering intelligence, 3, emotional intelligence, and 4, collective intelligence. If you can build these 4, your team stops needing you for every decision and starts scaling your impact for you and for the organization. So let's jump in. We're going to walk through each one today, share how it actually looks on a day-to-day basis, and give 1 practical move that you could implement this week for each step. Don't just listen though. Pick 1 behavior per area and let's start installing it today and throughout the week. Hi everyone, my name is Natalina Nastri and I'm the CEO and founder of Rise Up For You, and welcome to Rise Up For You TV. My team and I coach, train, and work with leaders, entrepreneurs, and organizations around the world to help them elevate their performance, leadership, and culture through soft skills, the skills that actually move the needle. So let's jump into pillar 1 of transformational leadership, business intelligence. It's simple. It's knowing how the machine actually works. Most leaders are emotionally leading the business. I feel like our sales are good. I feel like the team is busy. Transformational leaders lead with math, not moods. They lead with understanding the operations and the big picture of the business, not in a silo or dependent on a department. Business intelligence means that you understand what drives revenue, what drives cost, what levers actually move profit and impact when it comes to your organization, how the culture is doing, what the people are like, the policies and procedures. Now, you don't need to be an expert, but we do need to be aware. If I dropped you into your business with no Slack, no meetings, just a dashboard, could you tell me if your team was winning and if you were moving forward in a successful way? Here's the practical habit that I want you to implement this week if you haven't already. Your weekly scorecard ritual. Once a week, sit down with your key numbers, leads, conversions, revenue, delivery metrics, cash, whatever it is that is important for your industry and your company, and ask the questions. What has moved up? What has moved down? What did we do that might explain it? Write it all down. Over time, you will build pattern recognition. That's business intelligence. You see the game in slow motion while everyone else sees chaos. And that's what we want. We want you to see the slow patterns while everybody else is working in the trenches and moving forward. Step number 2, or pillar number 2, steering intelligence. This is really important because oftentimes leaders have a vision, they know what they want to do, but they very rarely actually take the team with them. Business intelligence is what is happening. Steering intelligence is where are we going and how do we adjust in real time. Most leaders have very vague goals and crowded calendars, not a lot of clarity. That's not steering. We want to make sure that we can steer our team in the right direction. So steering intelligence is your ability to set a clear direction, translate it into priorities, and the most important step is being able to say no to everything that doesn't move the needle, that doesn't fit that direction. 3 questions that I want you to ask yourself to build the muscle of steering intelligence. Where are we going in the next 12 months? What are the 3 to 5 priorities for the next 90 days that make this real? And what do we stop doing so that these priorities actually get done? That last one is probably the most critical. If you were to do a time audit of your schedule, you would probably see that most of your time is not driving initiatives forward. Transformational leaders steer their calendar. If I open your calendar and your leadership team's calendar, I should see your priorities blocked in. Deep work, customer time, system building, not just random meetings and random things. So here's the habit I want you to implement. 90-day steering meeting. Every quarter with your core leaders, reinstate the 12-month target. Choose the 3 to 5 company priorities, assign 1 owner per priority, and block time on calendars for the critical work to get it done. Then every week you do a 30-minute check-in. Are we on course? If not, what do we need to change? That's steering intelligence and practicality on a day-to-day, weekly basis so that you can hit your goals every 90 days and make sure that you're moving forward. All right, number 3 of transformational leadership, the third quadrant, my favorite, as you know, is emotional and social intelligence. Here's the thing that most founders, in fact, most individuals don't want to hear. Your emotional patterns leak into your company. In fact, your emotional state and your being is a direct result and directly tied to how you lead, how you show up, how you live your life, how you build a business. So there's 4 skills under emotional intelligence. It's not just about having empathy or being self-aware. There's actually 4 different areas that really can help your team and you move the needle. Number 1 is self-awareness, noticing your own triggers, your own beliefs, your own stories. Then we talk about self-management. You can feel something and still choose to respond. So how do you manage your behaviors? Next is social awareness. How do you read a room? How do you show empathy, active listening? And then last is relationship management, which is all things leadership. Can you have the hard conversations that build trust? Can you manage conflict? Can you build relationships? Transformational leaders don't dump their stress on their team. They process it and then they communicate clearly. Self-management in action. So here's an example. Let's say a deal falls through. Maybe a low EQ leader says, "We're screwed. Why can't sales ever close? Everyone tenses up. People hide problems." High EQ leaders do the opposite. "Okay, this hurts. Let's debrief it. What do we need to change? What do we need to do next time? Why did this occur?" Same event, totally different culture and response, contingent upon the leader. Here's the habit, okay? Emotional check-in before key interaction. So before you have a one-to-one, whether it's a team meeting, a one-to-one coaching conversation, or a tough conversation, ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What's the story I'm telling myself in my head about either the person or the situation? And how do we make this a successful meeting? How do I want to show up as a leader? Then choose your behavior on purpose, your tone, your questions, your body language. Lead with positive intent. Over time, your default identity starts to shift from being a really active boss or leader to being a grounded, composed leader and mentor. And the final quadrant of transformational leadership, collective intelligence, something that is often overlooked. You know, the first 3 intelligences are about you as the leader, right? Collective intelligence is about building a system where the team's brain is smarter than yours. Most founders secretly run hero leadership, meaning they basically run it on their own. They say they want ownership, but they reward people for guessing what the boss wants versus actually taking ownership. I'm guilty, I've done it. But collective intelligence means your team challenges your ideas, including yours. The best ideas win, not the loudest voice or the highest title. And information flows up, down, and sideways, so all around. Now, you can tell if you have this by what happens in meetings. If you talk 80% of the time and everybody just nods, you don't have collective intelligence. You have compliant silence. Here's the habit I want you to start implementing. Structured thinking meetings, masterminds, brainstorms, whatever you want to call it. Once a week or bi-weekly, run a 45-minute session around one core question, like, what's one bottleneck hurting customers right now? Or what's one process we need to simplify this month? I want you to structure the meeting, 5 minutes, frame the problem and the goal, 10 minutes, silent writing, everyone writes down their ideas individually, 20 minutes, round robin sharing, no debating it. Now, with the round robin sharing, it's really important that you go last, not first. And then the last 10 minutes, discuss and select 1 or 2 ideas that you can start testing. Assign the owners to it, and let's talk next steps. So this is one of 2 things. 1, you get better answers than you would alone. And 2, your people start to think like an owner because you're training them how to think, not just to do, right? You want them to be critical thinkers and not just merely executors that aren't thinking with intent. That's collective intelligence at its core. A culture where smart people stay, grow, and build with you. And that is the key of transformational leadership. So again, the 4 areas of transformational leadership inside the Rise Power Up method are: 1, business intelligence. So know the game you're playing, know the machine that you're running and existing in. 2 is steering intelligence. Point the ship and keep it on course in the right direction. And if for any reason you're not in the right direction, being able to pivot it and taking your team with you. 3, emotional intelligence. So leading yourself so that you can lead others and build relationships. And 4, collective intelligence. Build a culture where the team's brain is the asset. You don't need to be perfect at all 4 today, but you do need to be honest about which one is your weakest link right now. For me, I would say collective intelligence, because that's capping the company, right? So every time I don't gain collective intelligence, I could potentially be hurting the company. Pick one area, pick one habit I just gave you, and start using it today. Start installing it this week. And if you want help building these 4 intelligences with real tools, coaching, and practice, that's exactly what we do in our transformational pillar inside the Rise Power Up method. But either way, remember, your team can never grow past your leadership. So grow this and everything else gets easier. Again, my name is Natalina Nastradine. I'm the CEO and founder of Rise Up For You. And if anything today in this video resonated with you, please share it with your team, share it with your friends, your family, and remember, we are here for you. If you're interested in learning more about our training, our coaching, or any services, don't forget to click the link below, sign up for an informative call. Our team will jump on and we'll just get to know you and share more about how we can support you and your team. I'll see you in the next video. Too many professionals hold themselves back, not because of a lack of skill, but because of self-doubt. You know, my team and I see this every single day with the clients that we work with, not only in the corporate space, but also those that are entrepreneurs and that are leading professionals. At Rise Up For You, we know and we truly believe that self-confidence is the foundation of success. That's why it's the first pillar of our Power Up method. You know, we believe that when you believe in your worth, you take bolder action, you speak up, and you step into opportunities that unfortunately others miss. We'd love to connect and learn more about your goals. We'd love to help you build unshakable self-confidence. So if any part of this video resonated with you, or if self-confidence is something you think can really help elevate you, your business, or your team, book your call completely free, complimentary, so that our team can learn more about you and share how we are helping thousands of people around the world build self-confidence and start believing that they truly are enough.